Hello, my dear friends. In this episode, we'll be looking at what would happen if someone drank salt water. But before we get into it, please don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our future videos. And please like this video so that we can make more videos in the future. Now let's get back to the video. In order for humans to survive, they must have access to drinkable water. Without it, we can only last about 3 days before becoming dehydrated. Water is required for almost every function within the body. It aids in digestion, nutrient transportation, temperature regulation and waste removal, just to name a few. Drinking salt water is not going to help you at all if you are dehydrated. What would happen if someone were to chug down a cup of salt water? How much salt can a person consume before dying? First, we need to figure out how much salt is in 1 cup of water. There are 236 milliliters in 1 cup. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, adults should consume 1.5 grams of salt per day, or roughly 4 grams of sodium. However, the amount of salt required by the body varies depending on a variety of factors, including activity levels, climate, and overall health. The Institute of Medicine has established some guidelines for daily salt intake. These figures, which are presented in milligrams, relate to the quantity of sodium present in the salt. For men, the upper limit for healthy sodium consumption is 2,300 milliliters per day, while for women it is 1,500 milliliters. This indicates that the average cup of salt water contains enough sodium to meet the daily requirements for approximately 1.5 to 3.2% of the body weight of an average adult. This means that if someone were to consume 1 cup of salt water, nothing would happen. Let me explain. The first thing that will happen when someone drinks salt water is that their blood will become saltier. When there is too much salt in your system, your blood becomes hypertonic, meaning it has a higher concentration of solutes than the water surrounding your cells. As a result, water will move out of your cells and into your bloodstream through osmosis in order to dilute the salt. This process is known as dehydration. On the other hand, if you are already dehydrated, drinking salt water will not rehydrate you. Instead, it will make things worse. The kidneys are responsible for filtering salt and water from the blood in order to maintain the body's internal equilibrium. They excrete any excess salt and water in the form of urine. However, if you consume an excessive amount of salt, your kidneys may be unable to filter it all, which can lead to a number of unpleasant consequences. What transpires after that? You feel thirsty, so you reach for another glass of salt water, which makes the situation even worse. Your kidneys are unable to keep up with the increasing amount of salt in your body, and soon your blood becomes too salty. This condition, known as hypernatremia, can result in confusion, convulsions, and even death if left untreated. The amount of salt that would kill you is determined by a variety of circumstances, including your size, general health, and the amount of salt consumed over time. If you absolutely have to drink salt water, you can drink up to 3 cups of water and live. However, you may experience some negative effects. You may start to feel nauseous and experience stomach pain as the salt depletes the water from your body. You may also experience headaches and muscle cramps as a result of dehydration. As the salt continues to dehydrate you, you may find it more difficult to breathe, and your heart rate may begin to rise. Your skin may also begin to feel warm to the touch. All of these symptoms will eventually subside. So what occurs if you drink salt water? In terms of salt poisoning, drinking 4 or 5 cups of salt water could very certainly kill you. Excessive salt consumption can cause the blood to become hypertonic, resulting in water being drawn out of the cells and into the bloodstream. This causes the cells to shrink and the body to become severely dehydrated. The human body has a limited capacity to eliminate salt. Therefore, if too much salt is consumed, it will cause the kidneys to stop functioning properly. When the kidneys stop working properly, harmful substances will accumulate in the blood, causing nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, seizures, coma, and ultimately death. So what happens if you drink salt water? In terms of a long-term salt diet, if you're wondering how long you can live on a diet of only salt water, the answer is around 2 weeks. Of course, this is just an estimate because everyone is different and the results may vary. However, drinking nothing but salt water for 14 days would probably kill anyone. If you consume nothing but salt for 14 days, your muscles will become weak and your entire body will become dehydrated. During the first week, you may also experience frequent hiccups due to the high salt content. To begin, your metabolism will slow down since your body will stop receiving nutrients from food. As a result, your organs will begin to shut down one by one until your heart is the only organ still functioning. After about 14 days, your heart will stop beating and you will die. On the other hand, if you drink salt water and do not eat anything, you will lose weight. Drinking salt water and doing nothing else can aid in weight loss. It is possible to lose between 8 and 11 pounds in 1 week by drinking only salt water. However, this isn't actual weight loss. You're most likely just getting rid of all the water in your body. What if you accidentally drank salt water and it burned your throat? This does not indicate that you have ingested a dangerous amount of salt. It merely signifies that the salt concentration in the water you drank was somewhat higher than usual. When salt water is consumed, the throat does not burn. Salt water is used to treat sore throats, and it can even be gargled with no ill effects. In fact, salt water is often recommended to soothe a sore throat. Gargling with salt water is also a common home treatment for laryngitis and other ailments. Salt water is a natural antiseptic that can help alleviate cold and flu symptoms. A little bit of salt in a glass of water will also lower the pH level and make it more acidic. Drinking this solution will stimulate the production of saliva in your mouth, which will aid in the breakdown of food particles stuck in your throat and the neutralization of stomach acid. As previously stated, the kidneys play an important role in regulating fluid and electrolyte balance. They will excrete the additional salt in the form of urine, which will help to maintain the body's fluid balance. What if your throat burns after drinking salt water? The burning sensation in your throat could be caused by a variety of factors. One possibility is that the salt water was excessively concentrated. This could irritate your throat and cause a burning sensation. Another possibility is that you have an underlying medical condition, such as acid reflux disease or gastritis. These conditions can make your throat more sensitive to salt water. Finally, the burning sensation might be caused by something else entirely. If your throat burns after drinking salt water, you should see a doctor to determine the underlying cause. Treatment will be dependent on the underlying cause of the problem. If you have acid reflux disease, for example, your doctor may recommend medications to reduce stomach acid production. There are numerous advantages to drinking salt water. 1 cup of salt water contains a significant amount of sodium, which is an essential nutrient. Sodium is involved in a variety of bodily processes, including nerve impulse transmission, muscle contraction, and fluid balance maintenance. Additionally, it aids in the absorption of glucose and amino acids, which are necessary for energy and tissue repair. Drinking salt water also helps to hydrate the body. This is because the sodium in the salt water causes water to be drawn from the intestines into the bloodstream. This results in improved hydration. Additionally, drinking salt water can help you replenish electrolytes lost through sweat. Electrolytes are minerals that carry an electric charge and are necessary for a variety of bodily processes, including muscle contraction and nerve impulse transmission. When you sweat, you lose fluids and electrolytes. Drinking salt water can help restore these lost electrolytes. Additionally, it can help prevent cramps and fatigue during exercise. There are a few situations in which you should avoid drinking salt water. If you are concerned about your salt intake, you should consult with your doctor. People who are at risk of heart disease, stroke or kidney disease should limit their salt intake. Additionally, pregnant or nursing women should avoid drinking large amounts of salt water. Salt water is not recommended for consumption by persons suffering from high blood pressure, heart failure, or liver disease. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our future videos. And please like this video so that we can make more videos in the future. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.